Sean, where did you get your hat?
Amazon, actually.
Nice.
And I'm going to order a whole bunch for the staff. Not as good quality as this. They're going to get the plastic ones, but
They're going to get they're still durable and functional, but not as long.
Right, exactly.
Got it. Let's give it 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. Sound good? Yay. All right, if you're just joining in, we're going to give it 1 more minute and then we're going to get started. All right, everyone's time is super valuable. So we're going to go ahead and kick this Cub Scout Summer Fun meeting off. My name is Amy Hutcherson. I'm the Director of Camping Services. Welcome to our little promotional meeting tonight for our Cub Scout activities this summer and Pathway to Adventure Council. I'm going to give Amanda Hugelman the opportunity to introduce her. Click.
Hi, I'm Amanda Hugelman. I'm a program executive with the council. I'm helping to plan day camp and work with volunteers across the board in activities and training and advancement this year and in future years.
Awesome, thanks. And so we have a lot of volunteers and hardworking staff members on the call that are going to go through some of these fun things that we have offered up for your Cub Scouts this summer. And I'm going to introduce them as we go along. So first up, I'd like to introduce Stephanie Brockway. Stephanie has a very long history of Cub Scouting and Cub Scout Day Camp. So Stephanie, you're up. Would you like to take it away?
Yes, thanks so much, Amy. So I'm here to talk a little bit about day camp and kind of give you the lowdown. First off, I always like to start with, kind of answering the question, what is the point of a day camp? What is day camp? How does day camp fit in for summer fun for Cub Scouts? And, honestly, day camp is like that major stepping stone for Cub Scouts that gets them in the feel of camp and doing camp type activities closer to home, where it's just a short little stint for a day, having that fun so that as they get more comfortable and they've had that experience, they'll be more likely down the road to try some of the other camping experiences as they grow and mature. So, that's a great, stepping stone thing, day camp. But for older scouts, it's just a nice way to get out and meet other scouts from other packs and other areas and do some things that are different than maybe their own pack would do over the summer as well. Some packs are very active over the summer, some packs are not. So this kind of gives that opportunity for that socialization, that additional activity as well. So whether it's younger scouts getting used to what a camp program might be, to older scouts just getting out and seeing other scouts like themselves and having some fun. Day camp is that. We've done all sorts of flavors of day camp over the years. Over the last few years since COVID, this one-day format has worked really, really well because that helps with families who might be working during the week, and it's hard to switch out of whatever camps and daycare options that they have during the summer. This gives us Saturday option where people can come and spend some time with their scouts, or their scouts can come when it's easier for drop-offs and pickups and that sort of thing. So we are offering 7 different one-day day camps across our council this summer. The dates are listed here for you on this slide. Our first one is coming up in less than 2 weeks, which is in Burr Ridge. So we are getting ready here, and everything is like go time in terms of getting everything kicked off. But they're spread out throughout the summer. The content will be pretty much the same at each one of these day camps for you, but you're welcome to come to as many day camps as you'd like to come to with your scout. What to expect at day camp. So we run our day camps kind of like the day at a normal, like overnight camp might run. We'll have an opening or a check-in process, registration, and then we'll have an opening ceremony. And then we are going to have the scouts divided into dens or rotation groups, if you will, and they will go with their same group from station to station throughout the morning, 3 stations in the morning with a break for lunch, and then 3 more stations in the afternoon. And then we'll do a closing ceremony as well. So it kind of has that same flow and feel as an overnight camp, but just condensed down into a day. We have lots of fun program planned for this year. Our theme, if you can see behind me, is building a better world. And we're looking at that quite literally, and we're going to be building some toolboxes and using our building skills. But we're also going to be looking at what it takes to be a better person and a better citizen in the world, and taking care of our earth as well. So we're going to be doing some cool worm composting. We're going to be learning about recycling. We're also going to be making paper, which is a recycling activity as well. So we're going to be doing a lot of those cool activities at camp this summer. We will also have archery at all of our camps. And then at most of the camps, there will also be BBs and slingshots as well. So lots of time for scouts to be up and about and moving around, and also learning and having fun and doing some of the cool activities. I mean, who doesn't like to play with worms? So program is going to be super fun at our day camps this summer. We need scouts to bring water with them. We will have water to refill, but water and your lunch are pretty much the main requirements. We also ask that all scouts and adults who participate bring their BSA health form, parts A and B. We will hand them back to you at the end of the day, but that helps us if anything comes up during the day to be able to take care of everybody. We do need adult involvement at day camp. We have volunteer staff that will be running all the stations and doing that sort of work, but we need adults to stay with the groups and help when some of the younger ones might need a little extra hand here or there, or, helping make sure that people are going and coming where they're supposed to. So we do ask that as packs are registering, if you're registering as a pack, to send at least a couple of adults with your pack so that things are covered. If you're just registering your scout as a single scout, if you can register and come yourself, that would be ideal. If you cannot, we will figure something out. We usually have other groups that have more than enough adults, and we can work with them and slide in a scout here or there in with those groups. And we try to keep packs together, even if you don't register together. So all of that kind of comes together, and you can kind of take advantage of the fact that everybody kind of helps cover, but definitely need that help there. And it's a lot of fun. It's fun to see these scouts grow and learn on these days. It's fun to see them proud of themselves when they make something like these toolboxes, and to see them running around. So there are not, it's not a bad way to spend your Saturday for sure. So if you have questions, we'll have time at the end, but definitely if you are looking for an opportunity for day camps, check out the scheduled dates again, and then sign up on the website through the calendar on the PTAC website. And the fees here are listed here for you. We are, right now we're out of early registration for the Burr Ridge and I believe Orland Park camps because we're within 4 weeks of that camp. But looking out farther into the future, there's the fees are listed there for both of those as well. And adults are free. We just ask that you register so that we know that you're coming. We know that we'll have your extra set of hands for their group. So I look forward to any questions you may have at the end, and I'll turn it over to the next in line.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Day camp's so much fun. I mean, my kiddos are older now, but I can remember walking around with them as a den walker, and yeah, it's hectic, but it is so much fun. They have the time of their lives. So all right, next up, we're gonna shift on over to Bet's Family Camp. And I'll introduce, I don't know if I can spotlight all three of you guys at the same time, but I'm gonna try. We've got Kevin Reynos, Scott Bort, and Sean McQuaid. Who's gonna step up first? Is it gonna be you, Kevin?
I'm gonna start us off as the admin side of it, and then Scott and Sean can talk about program real quick. But welcome
Awesome.
everyone tonight. Thanks for seeing you out here. It's been a really wonderful time trying to figure out how to fit everyone in. This year will be the first year since I've been involved that we are going to be full and sold out for all 5 weekends. We have 2 completely full sessions right now, and there is still limited space available through 3 sessions through wait lists. So if you are here to get information, great. If you're thinking about it, this may be your last opportunity before we shut things down for the season. It's a good problem to have, but we need to maybe reevaluate when we offer things, and maybe help promote this a little earlier so people can get in early. It's a good problem to be full, but we do have 5 sessions this year from the July 7th through the August 4th weekends concurrently. It is worth noting though that just like the day camp, we are a volunteer run camp. Myself, Scott, and Sean are all volunteers, all the way down to our junior staff members and our volunteer scouts that come out here to help us out. So we do 5 weeks because it's still a full summer. If Amanda can pop the next slide, talking about why we do mission, our family camp. It's a big, long mission statement you're more welcome to read, but in short, we want to do an introductory camping outdoor experience to step off of the day camp, right? Day camp gets you out and about. Now this is an overnight. You're going to be in a tent. We still provide food and program for you, so it's a safe, controlled, guided environment. But this is the idea is we want not only the scouts to get used to being able to participate in outdoor activities so that in the Scouts BSA program, monthly camping isn't that big of a shock, but we also want to make sure the parents are comfortable with BSA and the scouting activities that we can provide so that they can send their scouts to maybe the Cub Scouts resident camp at Owassapee or Weeblos camp when they're older, and definitely cross over into Scouts BSA program when their Cub Scout tenure is done. So that is our mission statement. We are not advancement based. We do fun activities to get everyone engaged throughout the whole family, from the under 4-year-old siblings to the 16-year-old siblings to mom, dad, grandparents. We've had 3 generations and several weekends before. We have units from all across Pathway to Adventure and several other councils. We are now renowned in the Michigan Council for an option. So that is leading to some of our full weekends. So you'll be enjoying time with your pack if they registered the same weekend, but you'll not be alone. All our program groups are in, and camping sites are in groups. So even if you registered as a family, you will not be by yourself. I do know, I think we have, the next page has our basically our sample schedule. Basically, we have a rotation for you. There's some downtime built in around the meals, but basically from your arrival to your leaving, we have something for you, except for when you go back to your camp and sleep. So we have our 6 program assignments that we're going to have Sean and Scott talk about. We have a lovely campfire, but the short version is we do put on program, we feed you. We do require that you also have your part A and B health form filled in with a copy of your insurance card for all participants, which includes the adults and the siblings that come. We want to make sure we're safe and cover that. But other than that, I'm going to turn it over to Sean and Scott now. Thank you, guys.
And good evening, everyone. My name is Sean McQuaid. I am one of the program directors here at Camp Betts. We've been running this family camp program for many, many years. It was even called a couple different names before that, Dad and Lad and things like that. But like Kevin said, we want this to be a program that scouts will enjoy, that families will enjoy. And to do that, we give them a scouting experience for the weekend. We start with Friday, check-in, set up their campsites, and we do a flag ceremony for them. So they get to see an actual flag ceremony performed. And they should pay attention because we're going to have the scouts do the flag ceremony the next night. So it's going to be very important they're there for that. Also that evening, Friday evening, we have a movie for everyone to enjoy, and we have popcorn and drinks and snacks and things like that. We give them their first taste of Camp Betts. The next morning, we start with another flag ceremony, and then of course, breakfast at the lovely Thunderbird Dining Hall. Really, if you're there for the food, that's why the staff's there sometimes too. The food is fantastic. You're gonna have a great experience with our food at camp. After breakfast in the morning, we start our program. And we have 6 different program areas that run throughout the day. When you're going to be assigned to certain groups, and each group will hit every program area. We're going to have swimming, we're going to have boating, we're going to have woodworking, we're going to have BB guns, we're going to have archery, we're going to have slingshots. Everybody's going to have fun all over the 57 acres of lovely Camp Betts. Later in the day, we have our lunch at the Thunderbird Dining Hall. So we take care of all your meals. It's one thing you don't have to worry about at all. Is just show up with a tent, show up with a sleeping bag, have a good time. Afternoon, we go back into our program session. And then after our afternoon program, we get ready for dinner. And then dinner, we have our closing flag ceremony, which I said earlier, this is where we have the scouts do our flag ceremony. We will lead them on it, so don't think they're going to go into it blindly. And then after the flag ceremony, we give them the campfire experience. We have a fire bowl at Camp Betts, and we give them songs, we give them skits. We have a really good time. And then after that, they get to go back to their campsites and enjoy their own little campfires and enjoy some fellowship with the scouts that they have with them. The next morning, flags one more time. The scouts will perform our opening flag ceremony, and then breakfast. After breakfast, we do have a Vesper service. They get to see how we experience God in the outdoors. And it's a non-denominational service, and it's really great to experience it there on the waters of Lake Chapin. After that, take down your campsites and head home. It seems like we do a lot, but it goes by really, really quick. You're going to have a great time at Camp Betts, everybody. I'm going to turn over to our new program director. This is Scott Bort. Scott, say hi to everybody.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? So, want to quickly walk through just kind of our family camp fees for all scouts and siblings 5 through 15. It is $85. Adults and siblings 16 and up, $45. And for the siblings 4 and under, they're going to have fun for free. Now, starting June 1st, which is in a couple hours now, prices are going to not go up, I guess. Or they'll go up $10.
It is a $10 fee increase. Sorry about that.
Slight typo, folks, no big deal. So there'll be a $10 increase, so it'll be $95 and $55. So please, if you do want to sign up today. Council also provides opportunities for camperships to offset fees for family camp. We have a strong belief of no child left inside. So we want your family to come in and experience Camp Betts, experience campfire, experience the amazing food, and the ridiculous songs we sing along the way. There is a link on the screen to the campership application. Going over to the next slide. And here are your QR codes. As a first timer, let me just say, I've been going to Camp Betts for a while as a Cub Master, and there's nothing better as a scout leader from getting to camp, getting people settled and going, I'm done. I just need to be a participant. And that is truly a wonderful thing to have that experience. Usually as a leader, when you're running around, nope, you're just a participant. We take care of everything. We make sure your food's ready. We make sure the BB guns are loaded. You just show up, smile, and have a great time with your pack and with your children.
Yeah, if there's any questions, you can reach us at our ptac.bets.familycamp@gmail. As they said, this is the last day to register to get the early bird discount. If you were to get that early bird discount, you would need to complete your waitlist registration. You can't just start one and walk away. So if it's dated today or before, and we can fit you in the waitlist, you'll be honored with the lower discounted price. So that is the key to say, if there is anyone on this call that still needs to go out there and put in for a waitlist, make sure you complete that in total and get to a part where you get an email back from the system say you are now waitlisted registration. If you just start it and walk away, I don't know if you're going to come or not, and it's not going to count. So for that, But other than that, we do appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing everyone out here. If you are an older Scout leader or know someone that has youth in the Scouts BSA troop, we are always looking for volunteers. That same ptac.bets.familycamp email. So if you have that 16-year-old older Scout that wants to come and help out, we'll always take them as a staff member and family. In fact, anything 14 to 16, you can come staff for us. And if you're a little younger, between that 11 and 13, I would ask that we have a family member around, but reach out to that contact email and let us know if you're interested in having someone. And then maybe one day too, you can come back and help staff like Scott did, and then we can get you into the fold here to help continue putting this program forward for the next generation of Cub Scouts. So thank you guys very much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, it was mentioned a couple times. Darlene's cooking is phenomenal. If it's just the food only, the program's amazing, but if it was just the food only, it could hold its own as well. Okay, so now we're pivoting to Cub Scout resident camp and Webelos camp at Owaspee Scout Reservation, and I am going to introduce Elrico Hurley. He's our camp Wolverine camp director this year, and so he's going to share with you all the ins and outs of this program.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be able to be a part of this this opportunity to talk with you about what we've got going on at Camp Wolverine this year. We do have 2 sessions this year for our programming. Our first is session 1, that is July 30 through August 2. That is all Cub Scouts entering 1st grade as of tomorrow, all the way through to entering the 5th grade. So your incoming Tigers through your incoming Arrow of Lights. If you currently have a 5th grader now who would be moving into 6th grade, we would welcome you to take a look at our Scouts BSA version of resident camp. You can visit Camp Wolverine as well as Blackhawk. We'd love to have you there. The other option is session 2, which is running from August 2 through 5. This is specifically a Weeblo Adventure program, so Weeblos Arrow of Lights only will be able to participate in this program. The one thing I would mention is that we are a traditional Cub Scout camp, meaning that we're looking at specifically those that are in Cub Scouts and their adult leader and or parent, okay? So, but I don't want the rest of the family to feel excluded, right? I mean, let's be honest, we're in Twin Lake, which is quite a little bit of a distance from Chicago. If you happen to be coming from the area, don't worry, because we have open availability at Renneker Family Camp, where your family can go and experience camp. They have age appropriate activities from as young as 4 all the way up to 99 and then some. So if your family is interested in spending the week out at camp alongside your Cub and or Weeblo, make sure you check out Renneker when you do your registrations. As we talked about earlier, off to the races, or as you can see on here, I should say, off to the races is our theme. Everything is going to deal with some type of a race activity or that kind of thing out there this summer. You can see on our slide some of the things that we are looking at doing this summer. We do have a pool. We're going to also offer boating, STEAM activities. If you don't know what that is sciences, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Particularly, we are looking at doing some of the NOVA Award programs that are in place. So looking at things like 1, 2, 3, Go and Tech Talk or Science Everywhere. We're looking at some of the additional adventures that are taking place in STEAM. So taking a look at things like Code of the Wolf, Roaring Laughter, and Tiger Tag are just some of the things that we'll be able to do out there as well. You'll see one of the things I'll highlight is our Wild Wild West station. What that is that's our Flintlock area. Flintlock is new to Owaspee and particularly to Camp Wolverine, in which what we are doing is we're taking everybody back in time. I know we're off to the races, but sometimes that means we've got to take a look at horse and buggies. And where were the horse and buggies? Working with our cowboys. And so we have late 20th century or 19th century period pieces that are there. We're looking at possibly doing some things like candle making, making ice cream from scratch. Just as a couple of those things kind of put in there. Leather making, crafts are going to be available. We're also going to have a nature area, team game buildings and opportunities. Next slide, please. So what does a day in life camp look like? So 7:45, we'll start out with a flag ceremony, breakfast. Then we've got our morning activities. We'll do a round robin rotation to all of the different areas. Each scout will have the opportunity to participate in every area of camp. We'll have a rest period and lunch at noon. You can see our afternoon programming, dinner flags, dinner. The thing I want to mention with our flag ceremony is as the Betts team mentioned, our first flag ceremony is going to be staff-led. Whenever the unit and or family arrives to camp, if they want to participate in the flag ceremonies, the rest of the time they're there, we'll have a sign up. Whenever you meet us at Camp Wolverine Administration Building, there'll be a sign up for the rest of the flags, so you can sign up there. Evening programming. Evening programming is going to be a little different depending on what session you come in. There will be one full evening of area programs. So all of those areas that were mentioned in the first slide, they'll be open on the second night. And then we've got a campfire program on the third night. And then we've got a cool either camp-wide program or a reservation-wide program, depending on when you come in, either on Monday or on Wednesday. Taps, everybody's headed to bed at 10 o'clock. They're going to be sleepy. If we do our job right, when your scout comes home, you and or your scout will be knocked out on the way back home. Next slide. So welcome to the Big Top. We mentioned this because very simply, this is a unique experience for our Cubs. You'll be dining underneath one of the biggest big tops that we've got available to us. We're going to eat cafeteria style in the dining tent. We do ask, as you can see on the slide, field uniforms to be encouraged, particularly at dinner and at the flag ceremonies. And then one thing I do want to mention is that our camp menu has been designed specifically by a certified dietitian and been able to provide out. We are excited about that opportunity to provide the good quality food and be able to nourish and get everybody ready to go for their next portion of their activities. Next slide. So again, first session, all Cub program, July 30 through August 2. Just quick pricing at $185 for early birds. You got until June 15th. So you got 2 extra weeks from the Betts date to be able to make sure you land in with the early bird. And then $125 per adult. And then after June 15, it goes up to $210 for a scout and then $150 for an adult. Again, different pricing for Reniker if you're looking at bringing the family out. So make sure all that information will be on the registration site for you. A couple things on here in terms of registration I wanted to cover. If you are registering just an individual family, okay, because we do 2 different styles of registrations at Wolverine. We do some where the individual family says, yep, we want to come out and experience regular camp. So when you come out to register, you got to have a parent involved. That parent also has to be YPT certified, okay? So you've got to have your youth protection training done. The other option is if you're registering as a den, okay? And so how that works is when you're doing your individual registrations for the den, we do require the Cub Scout adult supervision requirements in place. What are those, you're wondering? That's 2 adults over the age of 21 for the first 10 scouts, and then 1 additional adult for every 4. Okay, so 2 for the first 10, and then 1 for every 4 at the additional. The other piece that I'll mention in terms of our adults, you'll see it on the next couple slides down, is that anyone 21 and above, we do require, Michigan requires a central registry clearance just to make sure that there are no issues with child abuse and that kind of stuff, or violent crime, that kind of thing. So you want to make sure that before you come to camp, if you happen to be viewing us from the state of Michigan, you go down to the DHHS office or online and submit your central registry clearance form. If you're in the state of Illinois or one of the other states that do come out to Wolverine, if you go to the camp resource page on the PTAC website, you'll see how to be able to get your individual state's registry clearance and the information that we need to be able to process that. One other note I will mention is that outside of the adult ratios, if you are bringing a tiger cub, a scout entering 1st grade, we need to have a 1-to-1 requirement, and that's on top of those other requirements. Next slide. So everything I said before about session 1 is the same for session 2. The only difference, again, I wanted to point out is that this is for Webelos and Arrow of Light specifically. So the program is not designed if they have a Bear Scout, a Wolf Scout, or a Tiger Scout in the program. We would ask if that scout wanted to come along, that we bring the family, come on out to vets. Next slide, or not vets. You can do vets too if you want to, but they're full, so you've got to go over to Reniker. All right, next, so we talk about the needed forms. The link on the background check. Amanda, could we go on and post the camping resource link?
Yeah, we'll get it.
Thank you. So again, things you'll need to bring out to us. The completed BSA medical form, A and B, you've heard that all day long, right? A copy of the health insurance cards. We need a roster of the youth and adults participating. So if you're participating as a den or as a pack, just bring a pack roster or a den roster with you. If you are outside of PTAC, so if you're coming in as part of the Michigan Crossroads Council, for example, make sure you have your proof of unit insurance. If you don't know where to get that from, talk with your district executive. He or she would be glad to want to provide that to you. We talked earlier about the central registry clearance. And again, the all adults that do attend our camp, 18 and above, we do need to have the current youth protection certificate available. So make sure you print that out and have that available as part of the check-in. Next slide. And if you want to take a look at our registrations, make sure you get your handy dandy phone out and go ahead and hit that QR code to go on and register for camp. We'd love to have you out there. Both sessions have plenty of room right now. The resident camp leader guide has just been published. So make sure, again, you grab that handy dandy phone and click the QR code. Either way you come out, it's going to be a beautiful experience, great time. We're going to be off to the races, making sure that camp is ready for you and your scouts coming July 30th through August 5th. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks for having us, and we'll be glad to answer any questions at the end. Here's our contact information if you need it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Elrico. So we covered a lot of information tonight. I know we've answered a few in the chat. Feel free to plug away if you have any more questions in the chat. I do want to take a minute. We have a couple of Pathway to Adventure Council VIPs with us. I wanted to kind of just do a call out here to Frank Federo. Frank, you want to put your camera on, please? I'm totally surprising him with this, so
Hold on, Amy, I gotta move it.
Okay. So Frank is our Pathway to Adventure Council Activities Chair, and Frank does a lot of behind the scenes work as a volunteer with all of these lovely committees that come together to, you know, provide your Cub Scouts program. So there he is, totally surprised you. Good job, Frank. Anything you want to say to the group?
No, just all kinds of great summer programs here, and hopefully all of our Cub Scouts take advantage of them.
Awesome. Okay, thanks so much, Frank. Okay, and then one other, Chris, you know I was gonna do it. Can you turn your camera on, or are you gonna have some words for me?
All right, we'll try here.
Okay, yay. Here, let me do this spotlight thing here. So Chris Zarowski is our VP of program for Pathway to Adventure Council. New to the role, but a longtime volunteer in a whole bunch of different roles for scouting. So Chris, do you want to say a few words?
First, it's great. Thanks for inviting me. Obviously, I wanted to join in and see how all of the planning and everything has kind of come along. And it's just wonderful to see this program come together, and to all of you just take such good passion and just caring concern with it, because this is where we can hook them. If they're not already hooked, we can definitely make sure. As a lifelong scouter, as somebody who's been in the program since 6, I remember my day camp days very, very fondly. And so I'm super excited that all of you are willing to do this and to make this sacrifice. And a huge thanks to each of your time. And to Frank, I was just on a different call saying that all of the work that Frank does should really be done by 3 humans. He works so much, and we are so grateful for him. So thank you to all of you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. Yes, and that holds true for every single volunteer on this call. Oh my goodness. I've been working with a lot of you all for almost 3 years now, and the time and energy you put into scouting is just, it's an inspiration to me, and I'm just so thankful for all of you. So with that, I don't think we have, let's see, I missed the link for the leadership guide. Oh, sure, we'll share that. I'll give you the direct guide here. All of these things are available on the website. Actually, I'm just going to give you the link for the website so that you could go there and kind of peruse it if there's a link for a lot of different things. So I want you to make sure you have those resources. So you've got a lot of information here. And of course, there's lots of contacts you can reach out to if you have questions in the future. With that, I think we will call it good and say good night so you can enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good one.
Are we not doing a question and answers if available, or is it all answered in the chat?
I think it's pretty much all done in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
You're good?
everybody.
All
Thanks.
right. Thanks
Bye,
so much,
everybody. Have a
everyone.
great summer.
Bye-bye.
See you this summer.
Bye.
See you at camp.
See you there.